The door is closed. The door is closed. Still no answer. The door is closed. Still nothing. The lieutenant gives you a quick glance. He doesn't like where this is going. You should punch a fucking hole in it. The murmur in your ears recedes slowly. Your breathing normalizes. The bed is cold and not. A thin man is smoking below an exhaust hood, occasionally sipping from his mug. This must be the Whirling's cook. As you step in, he nods toward the table and says something in a completely foreign language. The only words you can make out are Garanci and Kubek. It must be his name, Garanci. Garanci Kubek. Sounds representative.
처음엔 공손하게 말하는 게 좋겠지.
The man puts his cup down and replies something, his left hand drawing arcs in the air. He smiles and bangs his ladle against each of his pots in turn. The man ponders his cooking utensils and gives you a little nod, acknowledging your presence. You see a heavy steel door with a prominent dimpled lock. It's painted blue. You immediately feel drawn to the color. Blue is for mystery.
색의 끌림을 느껴. 파란색은 미스터리를 뜻한다. 어디로 이어지는지 궁금한데.
You do? It's a door in the back of the kitchen. Why do you care where it leads?
좀 뒤쪽에. 붉은색이 끌려서.
It is quite pretty. I suppose we could look into it as a side investigation.
딸이 사건 정도는 아죠. 하나의 입체 수사로 합쳐진다.
If you say so, Gart is the person to ask about this. The cafeteria manager.
지금 가르트에게 물어봐라. 일단 조사를 해보고 만져본다, 밀어본다.
The door does not budge. The cobalt blue surface feels rough to touch. The stainless
움직이지가 않는다.
Can I help you? What thing?
주방 뒤편 파란색 철문.
Oh, yes, that door, sure. There's nothing mysterious about it. It's just a door.
건너편에 뭐가 있는지
No, I don't have a key. I don't know how to get
열쇠가
there.
없다.
And I don't care either. It's not like I've been wondering about it for 10 years. It's just a frit warehouse, probably. Or some boring storage space with a bunch of old junk and dust. Junk and dust.
He's attempting to maintain an air of indifference. It's absolutely not convincing.
궁금하지 않은 척하는 거지.
Fine, okay, a little. But my job doesn't leave me time for wondering about one locked door in one of the cafeterias I manage.
시간이 없다.
So I haven't opened it. I have cleaned the whole place 100 times over, though, after the animals. And I haven't found a key, so good luck with that. What?
By the way, you should come back to this thing-based questionnaire if you see anything
이런 걸
interesting in the
발견하고
whirling
다시
later.
돌아오는 게 좋겠다. 나중에. 통로로서 완벽 찾기.
Right to work! Right to work! A lorry stuck in the traffic jam. The windows are clear. They've been The woman still had. window stands broken in its frame. Cold wind blows in. This fan has two chain pull switches. One ends in a tiny fan, the other, or has it been consigned there as punishment? You feel as though this creature is your friend and wants to
Race descent has only worsened since I last saw you. You have really let yourself go.
How can I help you? Sorry. Busy surveying the situation. I'm sure you'll figure something out. You guys have all sorts of gadgets these days. Wiretapping, telescopic batons, futuristic circuit bending to infiltrate harbor machinery. Maybe you could even knock that Kowalczyk crane over using some remote controls. Or calling in tactical air support. You guys have air support, right?
Because we don't. We don't have air support or any of those other things.
I get it. Hush hush about the secret technology.
Something changes in his disposition, a merciful smile in the corner of his eye.
All right, I may have some advice for you on how to deal with Jean-Luc there, out of solidarity to the RCM. It's low in technology, however. First, don't fight him, obviously. Second, get him to share his theory by being subordinate. Admit your lack of expertise. Basically grovel. That's how I do it. You're welcome.
Yes?
No response. He just arches his brow.
Have you tried concentrating on something other than your personal affairs?
There is a sudden, harsh edge to his voice, like he's tired of hearing about your personal affairs.
개인적인 사정 같은데 지쳤다. 근데 기본적인 내용조차 기억이 안 나.
Fine. We should get through this day first. Off hours begin at 9 p.m. If you're still having trouble then, I can give you an orientation.
건강 문제.
Really? You look fine to me.
누군지도 모르겠어.
This psychodrama is unbecoming of an officer. Then you should consider seeking medical attention. You can use the radio in my kinema to call your station's Lazareth. Was there anything else you wanted?
Inside, you see a set of steering levers, a radio microphone, a pull-out toolbox, and the soft glow of the fuel preheater gauge.
This is Precinct 57. How may I assist you?
의료부서.
It will take just a moment, officer.
Her voices fade out into the familiar radio static.
Gottlieb, what do you want?
닉스고 틀림.
He's carelessly chewing on a piece of hard candy.
몸 상태가 좋지 않아서.
Oh, it's you.
너구나.
Was that a snarl or a suppressed groan? No love for you here.
저를 아시나요?
Yes, there's no end to the misfortunes fate has seen fit to rain upon me.
나에 관한 얘기를 해줄 수 있나?
Who? You are? You lost your human visage a while back. Now let's get on with it. I've got more important things to do.
기억을 잃어버렸어요.
With all the damage you've been dealing yourself with drugs and alcohol, I'm not surprised.
There is no surprise in his voice, only careless superiority.
What else? I'm not a brain doctor. Look on the bright side. You've got a whole new life now. Use it wisely.
아무것도 해줄 게 없나?
What? You want me to do blood work for you again? Tell you just how bad things really are across the board? You want another rundown of everything collapsing inside your body?
망가져가는 것들에 대한 모든 설명. 네.
You want the real, honest-to-God truth? Stop drinking, eat magnesium and vitamin D. Our station is not a retirement home.
So it's political. You're being neglected because of political reasons.
정치적 이유로 무시한다.
And no, I don't want to hear a political commentary on the topic. In fact, I got work to do. Some idiot has glued his eyelids shut with...
It's not fucking cryo-acta latte. It's super glue, Doc.
팔이 쑤시는 고통.
Hard to tell exactly what it was over the phone. Could be a combination of peripheral neuralgia and high blood pressure. Could be that you were having a heart attack. Or, actually, it could be both, given your profile.
그럼 어떻게 해야 하죠?
Cut down on the drinking, pal. In fact, cut off the drinking.
Oh, but speed. Sweet speed. It goes so well with alcohol, too.
And you survived it. Congratulations. Are you mobile?
약간 수상한데.
Sort of. But by God, does it burn in your chest.
Even better. Anything else? I wouldn't worry about that. Officers your age have coronary trouble all the time. Also, death is a natural part of life.
Accept it. The body is an object, and objects break down. Do what good...
Anything else I can help you with, officer? 57th, over and out.
In the cabin, you see a set of steering levers, a radio on a hook, a pull-out toolbox, and the soft glow of the fuel preheater gauge. The white suede feels luxurious under the touch.
Can I help you? Yes, have you got it? For the drinks, 30 real.
30레알.
Like what? I was really enjoying talking about the money you owe me.
$50. 11.
Can I help you? Yes, have you got for the drinks? 30 real. Yes. Absolutely out of the question.
노래방 기계 하는데.
You wait and see, cafeteria manager. Absolutely in the question. First we find a sad banger. Then we sing this place to shit.
Another thing. Great. I love those.
노조가 식당을 예약해놨다는 표지판.
Yes, not the whole damn union, thank God. Just the nastiest and loudest faction. They come here in the evenings. Dumb, unruly types. Think they're big shit. But they're good customers. They place big orders and always pay on time.
He hates the union, but grudgingly recognizes its power over him. So he's directing his frustration at you instead. Retaliate.
불필요한 미끼에 걸려들입니다. 알랑거리다니.
I don't. I'm simply providing a service, or really facilitating the offering of services to paying customers, and It doesn't matter. I don't have to explain myself to you.
We should find out who this Lord faction is, occupying the booth. Loudness means talkative, and we need info.
어떻게 해야 그들 만날
We
수
don't.
있지?
We have to wait. They'll show up sooner or later. Men get hungry, even men on strike.
You glance at the clock on the wall behind the manager. Huh.
잠자코 있는다.
Was there something else? Because I have coasters to stack and glasses to clean. Apparently, yes.
단서가 어디 없나?
You see a heavy steel door. The man ponders his cooking utensils and gives you a little
이게
nod.
무엇이는지 아나?
He looks up at you, then looks away quickly, shrugging and muttering something to himself. Shrugging is an international sign for, no, I don't know what's behind that door.
알고 있을 것 같은데.
Hello again, sweetie.
문을 두드려볼까?
The door is. This door can only be opened with a key or from. Still nothing. The lieutenant gives you. He doesn't like where this is. You should punch a fucking hole in it. You slam your fist into the vinyl. It does not produce a hole. The door sits sturdily in the frame, and your fist hurts. This was all a very good, normal thing to do. Not to mention, great exercise.
Stop that!
뭔가 있을 것 같으니까 하는 거지.
Still nothing. The lieutenant, he doesn't like with it. You should punch a fucking hole in it.
Hey, what is your problem?
That felt good. Everyone is a whore. Now punch a hole in the door. Don't. Everyone is a whore. What does that even mean? Breathe in and walk away. You hear the murmur of
어렵구만.
It's raining again. It was clear just an hour ago. Of course. Where to? No problem.
I have really outdone myself.
Yes, that's what you need, Gaston. More padding on that fat ass of yours. I hope your heart gives out.
René, it's a little pleasures. Hello, officer. How might I be of assistance on this fine day?
한 입만 먹을 수 있어. 죽은 남자에 대해서.
I'm sorry, officer, but I really don't share food.
The only one you have.
Believe me, officer, I wish I could help you, but I need this sandwich to keep my blood sugar stable. In my age, you need to pay attention to these things.
You can barely hear him. The sweet smell of pickles in harmony with garlic butter and marinated onions emanating from the sandwich is driving your mind in a singular direction. It must be yours.
부탁해볼까?
Fuck off! It's mine! Sorry, officer. I'm sorry. I didn't mean it in a bad way. But the sandwich is mine. I'm not gonna share it.
When the dissidents come to rape our country, he hides. But try to get a bite of his dear sandwich and he gets claws? We are a special kind of vermin, Gaston.
Let me think. I heard someone was hanged and left on a tree for a week. But that's all I know, really.
나무에 일주일 동안 방치되어. 뭔가 더 뜨는 게.
No, officers, I'm sorry. And I really would like to assist.
Then help them, you wimp. You have plenty of shoulder with the ghost caviar in the Union. Someone must know something.
caviar.
I wish I could, but I just don't know anything. I always keep my nose clean and don't gossip. Everyone knows and respects that.
Respects?
I'm not even anyone.
Of course he's holding back. His mouth is so full of Union prick he can't even speak properly.
Can I at least finish my fucking sentence before you piss on it? Is that okay, René? I'm not anyone impotent in the Union. I just know Evrard.
에브라트. 좋아 뭐. 에브라트는 누구?
Evrard Claire. Everyone in Martinez knows the Claire brothers. I taught these boys human studies and history in the gymnasium.
선생님.
What do you know about history? You never witnessed history. Only heard about it years later, when it had already moved on.
The old soldier mumbles something under his breath.
Let's try not to get caught in a crossfire.
Lest we leave riddled with bullet holes. This animosity is ancient.
어떻게 아시는 건지.
Everyone in Martinez knows the Claire brothers. I told this.
What do you know?
The old soldier mumbles.
Let's try not to get
Lest we leave riddled with bullet holes. This animosity.
Oh, in many ways, yes. Like an honorary member. I attend meetings and parties, help with little things. Evrard, Edgar, and the older debarders all know me.
정식 노조원은 아닌 거.
Not in the technical sense. I don't have a vote or a membership card. But Evrard keeps me on the payroll, just for the little things.
Of course he's not a member. He's not a member of anything. I knew that. He's a Vezavane. Turns to where the wind blows and tries to look important. I hate this socialist rabble, but even siding with them is better than living your entire life on the fence. Never committing to anything. Pick a damn side already.
잡무는 무엇입니까?
Writing work mostly. Occasionally, He needs something written,
글을
and I
쓴다.
happen to have a way with words, people say. Oh, nothing official, I assure you. Just essays for the newspapers. About Martinez and how things are and how they could be. Evrard and I had these long talks where...
Well, he tells his little pen man exactly what to say. It's commie propaganda, plain and simple. You should be ashamed of yourself.
No, thank you. For being consummate professionals. You'll have this case wrapped up in no time.
We are still waiting for a replacement for the bull you sent sinking.
이게 그렇지.
Vigilance officer, what can this old carabinier do for you? What is this? Are you mocking us? This isn't for pétanque.
배탕크요.
Now, no need to get angry again, René. I'm sure the officer tried his best. It's not like there's a bull kiosk here in Martinez.
노력을 한 건데.
Trying is worth as much as is accomplished. In this case, almost nothing.
성취했을 때나 가치가 있다.
Fine. You try to right a wrong. It's still a gram better than actual nothing.
그래도 받아주네. 소총에 대해서.
It's a Bell McGrave. 4.46 caliber. Breech loading. Revachol made. Good weapon. Accurate and reliable. This one's inoperable. The bolt spring is missing and the mechanism is jammed shut. Still a beauty. Where did you find her?
어디 쓰고 있냐? 정보를 누설할 수 없다. 아니면 내 소총이다.
I understand. Unfortunately, I don't know what else to tell you. These BMs are an antique. No one uses them anymore. The ammunition is impossible to find. Ah, yes! King Philip III on his steed.
Oh, absolutely.
A superpower, feared and respected. A testament to what this country can be decisively, without fear of offending the sensibilities of the frail and weak-minded among his subjects. This is something the insurgents never understood. A nation is only as strong as its leader. That's why it was...
Don't get started on that again. What happened, happened.
The carabinier doesn't reply, but his entire being. No one and nothing can change this man's mind. He is as rigid as they come, still in that antique uniform.
Right.
Hey, psst.
수사.
Yes, you. Word on the street is you're ready to start building communism again.
한다는 소문이 들린다. 왜?
You keep saying things like, down with the bourgeoisie, eat the rich, sodomize the landowners, impale all people who have more than 25 real in their pocket, literally murder all human beings regardless of their political beliefs. That kind of stuff.
그런 말 한 적 없는데?
Okay, not in so many words, but don't deny it. You're about to rip off that mask of social democracy and reveal the monstrous seven-eyed lamb of global communism that will devour and masticate mankind. Everyone can see that. So tell me, do you have any questions before we fire up the big communism builder? Or do we get right down to it?
의욕도 없고 망가진 상태다. 어떤 거야 일단?
Failure. It's
실패.
about failure.
실패?
Yes, abject failure. Total, irreversible defeat on all fronts. Absolutely vanquished, beaten, curb stomped and pissed on.
전 세계
Until you
노동자들의
came along.
운명을 뒤집는다.
You will reverse the fortune of the workers of the world. You alone, against every living thing, against every human alive. 800 trillion real in the hands of an impossibly well-organized ruling class. Towering city blocks of bankmen who have the ears of prime ministers. You against the atom, the charm and the spin, where the whole world failed. Matter failed to bend to human will. Human will failed to get out of bed and tie its laces. You alone, single-handedly, will rebuild the dreams of the working class. You are the last communist. Now get to work, comrade.
작업에 착수해라. 의욕도 없고 망가진 상태다. 아니 그러면 의욕이 없다.
Very well. I guess no one will build communism then. Tell the working man it's over, unless anyone has objections. Did someone mention cocaine? Are we doing cocaine? No. I'm sure I heard someone say cocainism.
무슨 또 코카인 이야기야?
Anyone? Anyone else? There's no one? There's one.
의욕이 있다. 공산주의를 만들 의욕이 형사한테 있다.
You should build communism precisely because it's impossible. Oh yeah, get the firing squads and the animal wagons ready.
이게 맞는 걸까? 총살 집회인데.
Too late to back out now. You can't make an omelette without breaking a few
계란
million
수백 만
eggs.
개를 깨뜨리지 않고서 오믈렛을 만들 수 없다. 마저 부수. 그가 오늘 물들기 전까지 틀린 말이 아니었겠지. 순간 시체는 어렵고 또레드와 주 그라스와를 풀어내려 밀렸다. 그에게 공산주의는 여전하며 두 팔을 걷고 미역과 물귀신을 뒤집어 쓴 채 대양 해구에 잠들어 있는 공인형도 코민을 끌어올릴 각오가 되었다. 위대한 혁명가 50년 동안 공산주의를 재건하는 현장을 똑똑히 보아라. 어스름 제야. 지금 재킷 경찰 정신.
Yeah, you better keep walking. Look at me when I'm talking to you.
물리적 수. 연극.
A striking woman leans against the cabin top of her sailing boat, smiling as you approach. Her green raincoat glistens with droplets. A silk scarf is tied around her throat.
Good afternoon, officers. I'm Joyce. Joyce L. Messier. I represent the board of Wild Pines, the owners of the harbour. You gentlemen must be from the RCM.
항만을 소유한 와일드 파인드사. L의 약자는
Beaton, my maiden
웨이트.
name.
RCM.
Nothing, honestly. I've said it to every drunk in town, and you're the first one who's responded.
What is implied here?
술.
That you're a drunk?
I'm glad to see you here. I was dispatched to handle a strike, not a lynching. Anything I can do to assist the RCM in this matter, I will, gladly.
That is good to hear, madame. My colleague will take the lead on this interview. I should let you know that he is recovering from an unusual medical episode. Very unusual. But I can assure you of his ultimate competency.
There's a trace of irony in his voice. Mischief, even. The lieutenant is hatching some scheme.
How interesting. I wish you a swift recovery. In the meanwhile, you have my full cooperation, and the full cooperation of the Wild Pines Group.
It's hard to get a read on her precise disposition, but she appears helpful.
겉보기엔 도움이 될 것 같다. 와일드 파인즈사에 대해서
What we do. I'm afraid I don't speak for Wild Pines as a whole. It's a giant undertaking.
무슨 일을 합니까?
The Pines' core competency is logistics. Container shipping, freight, that sort of thing. See those airships there, blinking? Those are the shipping side of things. And that is the terminal. Another subdivision deals with energy, oil and gas exploration, offshore platforms.
에너지.
She enjoys talking about the company. It would not hurt to inquire more.
자본은 얼마나 가지고 있나요?
I'm not at liberty to discuss the company balance sheet, but I can tell you that last year, the company booked more than 20 billion real in revenue.
A billion?
$20 billion is a large number, but the conglomerate employs 72,000 people. They all need to be paid. Then there are capital improvements, interest payments. A conglomerate the size of the Wild Pines is like a shark. If it stops moving, it will die. Then what becomes of those 72,000 families? It's a tremendous responsibility.
어디서 보든
They started as an exploration and cargo fleet conducting trade between the Samaran and Insulindian Isolas 250 years ago, when pine ships explored the South Seminese and charted Lomantang on behalf of the suzerain. Centuries of care, deliberation, and madness have gone into this endeavor. Vessels pass through the great unrest to re-emerge with apricots in tow. The logic of the system is totalizing. It's taken everything from its employees to build it. You mean aside from being the terminal's legal owners, who are responsible for moving 8% of the world's cargo? There are no minor cogs in the system. Each terminal must be accounted for, lest the entire system break. Every hiccup in such a system means thousands lose their jobs, the world over. I'm here to assure that doesn't happen.
With your help, hopefully, says her warm tone.
파업에 대해서.
Everything. Right up to, but not including, trade secrets.
여기서 맡은 역할은
I believe the official title is Senior Labor Negotiator. In practice, I'm a grocery clerk. I relay the union's demands to Wild Pines and return with Wild Pines' counteroffer.
And how are the talks going?
They're not. That's the problem. The union stopped all negotiations a week ago, after that awful lynching took place. Now they won't even let me into the harbour. There's a 2-meter-20 racist behemoth blocking the gates. Yes, Jean-Luc Measurehead.
처형이 있기 전에는
Let's say I was not making the kind of progress I'd hoped for when I first arrived.
And when did you first arrive?
I arrived 3 weeks ago. Yes, in the middle of February. The bay was still partially frozen then. I prefer to do these things on site, like the RCM.
But the strike began in December.
I wasn't the original negotiator here. I took over after Mr. Gaumont hit a wall with Mr. Clare, the union boss. Mr. Clare refused to speak with Gaumont despite concessions he'd granted the union in prior negotiations.
This isn't the first time the union has gone on strike.
Heavens no. There have been 2 prior strikes. Both times the union won significant concessions, including overtime pay and a medical plan. This time their demands are more, I guess you could say, aggressive. There are leaflets everywhere, and banners. What did they say again? Every worker, a member of the board.
모든 노동자를 이사회 이름으로. 과격한 빨갱이 같은 가식이다.
In its defense, another said, demand democracy. Pretty tame stuff compared to every worker, a member of the board. Fortunately, they explained it. Every time the Wild Pines group makes a decision about anything, it needs the signature of each of the 2,200 workers in its Martinez terminal. Just so you understand, this is but one of 22 terminals owned by Wild Pines. Essentially, not only are they kings of the company, they are also kings of the 72,000 employees of Wild Pines Group. They're having a blast. But how can they afford it? After 4 months, my assumption was they would prefer a more practical solution. I'm not sure. Naturally, I assume that was just their opening position, a hard-nosed tactic with a side of mockery. But there's been no follow-up, just the same nonsensical slogan repeated over and over again. And now, People are getting lynched, I hear. Behind the whirling in rags. A disastrous situation if there ever was one.
Excuse me, from whom did you hear about this lynching?
I first heard it from the bowyer at the gates. The one whose very name advertises his aversion to work. I think he said it was, "Call me mañana."
This checks out.
Mr. Clare told him to... how did he put it? Fuck off, midget. Gaumont is short of stature, you see. Yes. Keep in mind, this is a negotiator Mr. Clare has worked with before, and who was more than fair with him and the Union.
Sounds like usual aggressive posturing.
조합장 클래스.
Everard Clare is a man of the utmost integrity. If you can say one thing about him, it's that he always puts the interests of the workers first. Of course not. Everard is fantastically corrupt. I imagine he has a thick, viscous goo where you and I have blood.
노동자 운동에 영웅인데 나쁜 사람.
He is the most corrupt individual I have ever seen, and I deal with men like him for a living. If there is anyone more venal, more irredeemably nepotistic, then it's his twin brother, Edgar.
클레어가 두 명이다.
Yes, Edgar looks exactly like his brother, except for that lazy eye. He also talks exactly like Everard does, and when one's term as foreman is up, the other takes over. It's how they circumvent the term limits, you see, with a funny little switcheroo. While in office, they've embezzled God knows how much of their workers' dues. The Débardeurs Union was once a perfectly normal institution. 20 years ago, anyway. It must not have been easy to establish under the Emergency Act, but they did it. I can respect that. Organised labour at its best, as they say. Then something happened in the local chapter elections. The brothers Clare came and transformed it into a... how do you say?
A mob. The Débardeurs are a crime syndicate. Sad as it may be, I suspect we'll be forced to cooperate with them.
Refreshingly honest, officer. The company has tried appeasing in the past, but I'm afraid our concessions have only emboldened Everard and his brother. And your opinion, Detective, if I may ask? I'm a curious and talkative person, you see. Would you say the Débardeurs Union is...
커다란 거머리다.
Indeed, and a hungry one. Sadly, Wild Pines have cooperated with what amounts to a crime syndicate for 2 decades. However much you feed the leech always hungers.
부사대원은
The scabs? You mean the huddled masses of Jamrock, come to plead for work where the Union refuses to? If they were organized by Wild Pines or its affiliates, then it would be a company secret. I could not share it with you. Not right now, at least. I'm glad you asked. There was a woman, the previous forewoman of the Union. She disappeared.
Disappeared?
Yes. On the last day of the local chapter elections, her daughter phoned in and said she wasn't running anymore, or coming to work. Ever. End of story. Indeed. The company suspects foul play, but there's nothing they could do. it was a union matter. The point of the presentation is, these kinds of things happen around the Clares. Watch out when you're dealing with him.
Thank you for your concern, ma'am. We'll be just fine.
Of course. How else can I help? Quite a few things, I'm afraid. The information I'm to share with you includes sensitive trade secrets. For the sake of my employer, I have to ask for your names and badge numbers.
Of course, ma'am. We should have introduced ourselves. I am Lieutenant Kitsuragi from Precinct 57. And this is my colleague from Precinct 41. I'm afraid he doesn't have his badge at the moment. I hope mine will suffice.
How curious. Why is that, Detective?
Awkwardness washes over the conversation. The woman doesn't like this turn of events.
I see. So, are you saying you lost your badge during the course of this episode? Oh dear. Some kind of encephalopathic amnesia. I don't even know how to respond. I do believe you, naive as that may sound. I simply can't imagine what you gain by faking such a condition.
As I said, ma'am, his technique may be very unconventional, but he is an officer of the RCM.
Of course, I sympathize, but I'm afraid I simply can't share anything more until I've seen that badge.
Hang on. She's a professional negotiator. She should be open to some sort of mutually beneficial arrangement. She's a negotiator. Just float a favor at her. Insinuates.
I will be frank with you. If I'm going to break protocol, I need to be able to justify it to my superiors. They're going to want to see something very tangible.
You're in, but expect her to drive a hard bargain.
Reports from inside Terminal B suggest it's a hub for the local drug trade. This is an open secret in Martinez. The Union controls the terminal, so it goes to reason.
They're profiting from this trade.
The company has tried looking into this matter before, to no avail. Perhaps someone with your authority and resources might turn over the right stones. Or you can recover your badge, though if I may be blunt with you, it sounds like that may be a lost cause.
Detective, a word in private before we continue.
It's clear you like the hard stuff, Brota. Evening falls. The time has come to take the vow. The vows are blood and flesh. Lower intestine, the term is metabolic and circulatory system. Fascism, Brota. Many things, but it's mostly about trusting your gut. Who does your gut tell you is the source of Revachol's problems?
공산주의를 본다 했으니 잘한다.
Yes, them, but also women.
진짜 원인은 여자들이다. 왜?
Women, men of war. You don't like them. They're insane. Their idiocy needs to be scrubbed off this world with rubbing alcohol. Woo men need to go back to the fucking kitchen.
그렇게까지 해야 한다.
That's what fascism boils down to. The rest is also important. But the main thing is that women need to know their
제
place.
주제를 알아야 이게 파시즘이란
Many things, but it's mostly about trusting your gut. Who does your gut tell you is the source of revolution? Yes, woman. That's what fascism boils down to. Stomach truth. You're having a stomach truth.
뱃속에 진실이 요동치는 것이다. 왜 이런 생각을 하는 거지?
Because you've said the hard things that others won't say.
독한
The
말.
good things, you've said them many times.
파시즘은 어감이 너무 안 좋은데. 전통주의.
Okay, yes, let's call it that. Good thinking. You're going to keep your views, right? Keep your views, Brota.
맹세를 시키리라. 레바쇼에 무궁한 영광을 위해.
For the nation, smart.
민족국가 레바쇼.
Best not to mention the women too often. That's why you're the head and I am the stomach.
파시즘은 산업적 적극성이다. 그렇습니다.
Of course you are, Brota. Of course. Some kind of superstar. They say the world isn't ready for a rock and roll cop. No one wants their state monopoly on violence to be mixed with celebrity worship. They claim to know it would be dangerous for detectives to rise to the ranks of demigods and have sexual encounters with barely legal cover girls. It would be insane, they say. To all this, you say, fuck off and die, in a cool voice. You people have no idea how good these cops are gonna get. They're gonna crack 20 cases a day. In the future, cops will be like,
This is not going quite as I hoped it would, Detective.
영화도 못 가서 아무 다른 방향으로 올라가겠다.
Honestly, I was expecting you to use your unorthodox technique to keep her off balance, and not volunteer us to be her henchman.
신보로서.
This woman is running circles around us. She might have known about your misplaced badge all along, or she's simply an adept improviser. Either way, we've played straight into her hands.
he doesn't let it show. But there is a limit to how much the consequences of your unprofessional behavior can cost the investigation.
내가 해결한다. 민머리 조사하지 말자. 일단 사과부터.
I'm sure you will, Detective.
부인한테 돌아와서
You're back. Good. What can I help you with?
진상을 알려줬어. 일단 마약 혐의부터.
It's quite straightforward. Someone is using Terminal B to smuggle raw ingredients from the Samaran Isola into Revachol with the Union's blessing. Wild Pines has suspected it for years.
Ingredients for what, ma'am?
Meth and dextroamphetamine, GBL and various synthetic psychedelics. Honestly, it might be quicker to say what you can't make from the stuff. Yes, after they clear the terminal, we lose track. The actual production is taking place at various sites in and around Jamrock Quarter, north of here.
Wildpine seems to be well apprised of the local drug trade, man. Do you mean to say the Union also produces the product? Sells drugs, I mean?
We're in logistics. It's our business to know. And no. As far as the company knows, the Union does not produce it. They transport the ingredients for a cut. Yes, but you won't get anything out of Evrart and the Dock Workers Union. Still, every chain has its weak link. The lorries. Someone needs to move the ingredients from the harbour into the city. Once they reach Jamrock, they're distributed to a network of local manufacturers, well beyond our grasp. But in transit, they are vulnerable. Perhaps you've noticed that a number of lorries are tangled in a traffic jam at the roundabout just now. Interview the drivers who are still hanging about. One of them might be waiting for a crucial shipment. I'll be explicit. If you find this driver, I will share company secrets with you.
You'll be indebted to her, in a way, but one step ahead of the Union in another.
왜 좀 더 일찍 접촉하지 않으셨죠?
We did. On more than one occasion. Apparently, there's some sort of inter-precinct disagreement about whose jurisdiction this area falls under.
We know the company has launched its own probe into the Union's alleged involvement. We also know it's come up empty. It's not just the RCM. No one's been able to find any hard evidence.
Well, here's your chance, officers.
화물차들이 저렇게 오도 가도 못하게 묶여있는 게
No. We asked East Motor Track to raise the drawbridge. The road company is a partner of one of our subsidiaries. However, this is a limited time opportunity. Once the complaint has been processed by the Trade Committee, they'll have no choice but to lower the drawbridge, and the operation will continue. Thousands of litres of raw ingredients will pour onto the streets of Revachol. Not the east across the river, but the west. The vulnerable, the weary.
Well, at least this solves one mystery.
What is that, Lieutenant?
Why I had to call East Motor Track and beg them to open a drawbridge for me. I'd wondered since I first drove in, on my motor carriage.
I am sorry for the inconvenience, Lieutenant Kisaragi, but we need them trapped here. This is a unique opportunity. I'm sure you understand.
연루되어 있다. 증거.
How do you think they're financing this strike? There are thousands of unpaid dock workers going strong for the 4th month straight.
There was a shakedown of local businesses preceding the strike. Many were squeezed to bankruptcy to fund it.
With all due respect to these desert cacti, the contents of a few cash registers cannot provide for 2,000 men. The local businesses can scarcely provide for themselves.
파업이 마약 원자재로부터 나온 자금을 조달하거나 진행한다.
Precisely. Smuggled out of that very gate at night, most likely, then loaded onto lorries and driven to Jamrock. You simply need to find one driver who will open up to you.
It sounds like she tried looking into it herself, though she's clearly not the type your typical lorryman would confide in.
오케이.
Yes?
수락한다.
Excellent. According to my reports, there are at least 3 lorry drivers lingering near the roundabout. Hopefully one of them will know something. It may come to nothing, or it may just blow the case wide open. I can keep the drawbridge up for a few more days at least. You should have the time you need. In the meantime, let me know if there's any other way I may be of assistance.
진상을 알려줄 사람.
This reality.
The aim is to gain a deeper understanding.
A sort of spiritual quest. Something of ancient Ilmaran origin.
애국적인 진실. 영적다.
You will find him a big fan of the ancient ways. It's part of his condition.
Nothing wrong with ancient ways. Our modern ones aren't necessarily better. Ask away, officer. I'll help however I can.
All right, we're in. I know these all look good, but begin with the first, okay?
그런 뜻한 게 없네.
Glad to have been of assistance. The little that I know. Anything else? Of course, detective. Take...
마약 사건을 조사하겠다. 어우.